Progress Racing presents Show Us Your Tips. Beaver and Daggy with you on a Thursday night to look forward to some Saturday racing from headquarters in Sydney and Melbourne. Beaver, Melbourne joining us in lockdown. I hope everyone's staying safe and I guess not much else to do but have a bit of a bet on a Saturday.
Looks a bit that way, mate. It's pretty quiet on the Western front. So, about the only thing available to do is watch a little bit of sport and have a punt.
Well, we'll get into it.
On your own.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if that's worse or better or worse. We'll get into Randwick where the rail's in the 9 metre mark, currently rated heavy. Beautiful day in Sydney today and more of the same predicted with a bit of wind. So I think we'll get close to a softish track, a bit of wind around as well. So we'll keep an eye on whether that favours rail and leaders in run. But we'll watch that and get stuck in as we go. We kick off with the 2-year-olds over the 1,400 metres. And do you want to open the batting here?
Yeah, interesting little affair here. But I've come up with the favourite, Honey Creeper. I think, I thought its win at Newcastle was pretty good. Showed a good turn of foot there on the soft going. Then struggled a little bit on the heavy going, but that was against the likes of Tycoonist and Bazooka. So they're two reasonably good horses and Saturday grade horses. So it faces a bit weaker field here, and that was in a heavy track, and they did go pretty slow up front there, and it was really hard to come from behind, and they kind of just fought it out. So I think Honey Creeper can be the hardest to beat here in a tricky little affair.
Do we know if Honey Creeper's here or down south? Have you heard anything?
Well, at the moment it still looks like it's here, but it might still be in the market. It's in Melbourne as well.
I thought the race down south set up a little bit better, actually, than here. But interesting form with Missing Charge had the Vern Foreman and had rails in run Canterbury, and then War Eternal I thought was pretty good, leading up and beating who was it, Dragonstone, who that form we've seen a little bit throughout everything. So maybe, and then Honey Creeper, as you've mentioned, is the older horses back to 2-year-olds. So I was sort of leaning towards War Eternal, just maybe thinking that he might get lead here and control. But interesting race. I was against Honey Creeper. I liked it more down south, but as I said, so War Eternal from Missing Charge for me, I thought, in the first. Let's get to the second, which is the Highway, which I passed on. Have you dipped the toe in at all?
No, look, again, this is a really open affair here. I thought it was a tricky little race. The favourite only was a really short price favourite when it ran second at Goulburn. But prior to that, had some really good form. I think it's going to be hardest to beat, but I thought Cavalier Charles was a really good chance as well, but it hasn't got a jockey at the moment, drawn 17. And it was scratched, I think, the other day as well. It was due to runs in one of the country provincial meetings, and so I think it was scratched safe for this, but not sure if it's going to run given no jockey and gate 17.
Yeah, no, I didn't have much thought here. Cavalier Charles, I think they're waiting for a Highway, but I'm not sure where that fits in just yet, I suppose. Race number 3 is a 3-year-old Benchmark 72, where I was given, just having a look at the scratchings now. Look, I was sort of against the lead up here, which was the Fast Coney race, and that left me with, where am I here, race 3? Yeah, that left me with sort of the two chances coming through the other ones. I think from that race, Vernelli improves, led up and we're better for the run.
I think that's right, too.
If we're looking at that race. But I was looking for the different form altogether, which was Diamonds and Stones coming from am I looking at the right race? Yeah, Diamonds and Stones coming off the win at the reasonable midweek form at Sandown is where I want to get to, around $15. And that form stuck up all right so far in the last few weeks. And I think Zoom Mist, they're both sort of going to be around 20s on the weekend. I think Zoom Mist has got some talent as well. And that was just going completely away from that lead-up race, but maybe overthinking it here. How do you line them all up?
Yeah, I was a bit the same as you. I did go away from the lead-up race. I thought Veronelli would improve here still carrying the 60 kgs. I went for Miss J Fox. I thought the last 3 runs have been, all the runs of this preparation have been pretty good. It's going very well. It has been a bit of a long campaign, but while these horses are going well and the conditions are suit, it was only just nutted by Rustic Steel last start. Prior to that, at Rose Hill, ran third in a race behind Magic Ruler and Irish Angel, which both go well. And then prior to that, won really well at Gosford. So I brought good form to town and hasn't disappointed. It'll go forward. Josh Parr on going forward on the inside gate could give a good bold sight.
Yeah, very honest. I like that too. Race number 4, benchmark 78 over the 1,800 metres here. A wide open affair, Beaver. Have you got an opinion?
Yeah, it is a wide open affair, but looks like the money started to come for Le Chevalier, and I can see why. I just think that this is set up for its race to win this preparation. If it's going to win a race this preparation, this will be it. Come from Melbourne. Last 2 starts have been really good in the softer conditions. Again, probably got a little bit too far out of its ground last start, but it was only a couple of lengths behind Paper Warrior, which is flying, and Bethencourt, who ran another honest race yesterday. And then prior to that, wasn't too, third in a race where Zing ran second. So I think it's just improving just as long as they can run on a bit. I think it'll give a big sight.
What I couldn't work out is Badouche crossed the line with La Chevalier last start and probably had a tougher run, having to get out and was bumped a bit, and he's $13. I don't disagree with what you've said, but I also think if you're giving a chance to one, you've got to entertain about $13 Badouche. And that was sort of the way I looked at the race. That said, Singer's also had the breakthrough here. He's going okay, and I don't think this is any stronger than what it won at Rose Hill a couple of weeks back. So around the $4.80 mark, I think the $4.80 that and the $13 Badouche was the way I was sort of looking at this race. But like you've hit down ahead of Le Chevalier, and then you've got J-Mac going on as well, tends to suggest probably everything against the wall right here.
Yeah, I know you say that with Badouche, but it's gone 6.75. So while, you can find excuses, it hasn't even run in a place in the last 3 starts. So I think the $10 mark's a fair price.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Race number, well, that's what I was sort of saying. It's a bit of a drag on the other one. Race number 5, benchmark 78 over the mile, where you just mentioned Paper Warrior, but there's only 2 horses I could possibly touch in this race, and I think Paper Warrior is flying. It's hit the line really well last 2 starts, charged away from them last time, and I think around the $4 mark, an easy bet to have here. And I think Cafe Royale is going well as well and gets control of the race. Beyond that, and was pretty good, just getting nabbed last time by Expat, who's flying. So I thought beyond that, there's only the only 2 hopes in this race, and if you can get double figure around the $7 or $8 for Cafe Royale, an easy 2 bets to have. How do you line them all up?
Yeah, I couldn't disagree with you at all there. I think Paper Warrior is flying at the moment. Last 2 wins have been outstanding. I don't see any reason it wouldn't win this race. This is a pretty limited midweek type of race, I think. So I'm surprised it's Sydney. It's that type of odds. I think it's a very nice bet around close to $4 at the moment. And I think you're right with Cafe Royale. I thought it had good form this prep. It was beaten by a good horse last start in Expat, who's been suited to those types of track patterns. So, look, I think Cafe Royale is certainly the danger, but Paper Warrior is super hard to beat.
Mm-hmm. The Midway is race number 6, a benchmark 72, as they all tend to be, over the 1,200 metres. We've now seen a couple of runnings of this, and they've both been reasonable betting opportunities. How have you teed up the Midway here?
Yeah, I've gone for something in a bit of value here. I've gone for Catapult. I thought its first up run was really good. Didn't get away all that well. Was only finished second, and it was fourth. It was only less than 2 lengths off the winner. So it's going to be improved by that run. Hopefully it gets away a little bit cleaner. And again, around the $10 mark, I think it's got a huge chance in a race like this. And I thought one of the other dangers, which was really impressive last start, was Henschel. At around $5, I thought its run was a nice little run. Won well and gets a 3 kilo claim here. So I thought Catapult in front of Henschel for me.
I found Catapult too. Really nice resumption in the midway, 2 weeks to this. Wet's not really an issue, and you're getting double figures again. And I like the return of Get the Idea for the Hickman stable, who are obviously going to be targeting this all the way through these sort of midway events. But it was a nice win returning at the midweeks at Warwick Farm. Sets up well here. Wet again suits, and keen to bet. And you've mentioned a third chance, but keen to bet around all those prices there. I think this is a good betting race. The 7th, which kicks off the quaddie these days, is a benchmark 88 over the 1,800 metres. Another opportunity here to bet. I think there's only 2 hopes. I think Great House had its flat run last start. It's, what is it now? Still $3.90, $3.80. And Mubaraz has just been flying. It's really attacking the line. That form stood up and it's $8. So happy to back both. And beyond that, the only one I sort of had another second glance at was last week, just because it's nearly 30s and the Mars stable know how to sort of target these ones. But those two Waller runners, I think they're great prices. If Great House sort of had none last time, just being so far out of its ground. And if it wins that, it's coming here odds on. So you're getting a chance to redeem itself. And like I said, Muba is $7.50 now. And when you had, Canasta will run honestly. And but I think they're both very good bets at that price. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think Great House was slightly flat last start, but I think it'll be hard to beat on Saturday in this race. I think it looks the main chance. Mubaraz is flying. I don't know why it's not second favourite. Capacity, I just think it's won its race this preparation, and outside of a really nice run where they backed it. Can't get me, and Canasta just is a non-winner. So I think those two are certainly the way to play. And wouldn't be surprised if Mubaraz doesn't start second favourite, to be honest.
1,400 metre benchmark 88 is race number 8. A couple other horses here in good form. How have you sorted these out?
Yeah, Oscar Zulu's flying, isn't it?
Yeah.
And at this time of the year, I always sort of enter these types of meetings with winning form's good form, and Oscar Zulu, it's a bit bomb-proof at the moment. So probably gate 5, goes forward, sits outside the leader or just behind, and probably hits the lead somewhere in the straight, and they're going to have to go past it. And I think that's going to be hard to do.
Yeah, again, this is another horse you might get better than 360 on a day, and it's going to be a great bet. And I'm keen to bet because Blondeau's taking up 20% of the market right now, and I think it's turned into a little bit of a cat. So with it chewing up the market, I'm happy to back Oscar Zulu, and I'm happy to save on Mirror Vision, who's flying as well. And beyond that, the only other possible chance, I think, is the import who's trolled OK Surf Dancer, but hasn't blown me away. Just been on pace, ridden out in the first, and then worked through the line much better in a second trial. But you're getting for Oscar Zulu. It'll probably win here, go out, and we'll wait for it to come back in summer. I think this is a great betting opportunity again.
Yep, couldn't agree with you more.
Race number scary now. We're on the same page, Bear.
Well, I think the fact of the matter is, and as I said in the race before with Paper Warrior, these horses they come up in winter, they improve, they go through the grades, and they just keep finding a way to win. And we're going to see it in this race again with a horse like Expat. Another perfect example that it's really hard not to follow these types of horses because they just seem to show up, and you're still getting $4 to have another look. I think it's you just got to play.
Yep. And especially because a lot of these, the rest of the numbers are essentially dressed up midweek horses. and they're obviously not good enough for spring, not good enough for autumn, so they have to run somewhere, and they all turn up here and go round and round. So the one that's in form is the one that you follow. So you don't have to overthink it too much.
Well, and a lot of them are horses that, the tracks have been favouring those that are on pace and sitting on the speed. So, and you know what you're going to get with them. They're not going to, if the track suits on speed, then you know that they're going to be even harder to beat. And that's the way the tracks have been playing lately. So I just think you've got to back them. Yep.
We'll get to it now. Race 9 is the Fillies and Mares 78. And you mentioned X-Pac. You may as well take it away here.
Yeah, well, again, X-Pat's really hard to go past. It's gate 6. It's got a 2 kilo claim. It's going to jump and go to the front, and they're going to have to run past it. And so they're going to be chasing from a long way out. And if it can run similar sections and similar times to what it's run the last 2 starts, it's only had 4 starts this prep. So, again, only weight will beat it. And stepping up in the weights, it won't be any other reason. And so, it did carry, what did it carry last start? 58. So it comes in here with 59.
Yeah.
So it's only going up a kilo for, taking care of Cafe Royale pretty comfortably at the end of the day, 1 by 2 lengths, but it was eased down. So, again, super hard to beat.
Yeah, the market's got it, but the only possible danger is 8 Diamonds, and we've got to see it do something second up, which we haven't seen yet. It was an impressive first up, which was last prep, just because it's a 3-year-old filly and fresh on the scene is the only question. And you can go through and you sort of Steel Diamonds now expose itself a little bit, I think, and beyond that, there's nothing else there. So it only has to turn up and repeat what it's done, and that's the chance you take, and you get 350 to find out. Let's have a bet.
Yep.
And the 1,000 metres, 78 finishes the day. Well, I end up coming back to the Bopper. We talked about it, was it 2 weeks back or last week, and it got scratched. And I think everything we said there, where it's going to roll across. Now J-Max on, it's going to roll across, get control. Gate 14, it's going to be. And it's going to give them something to chase. And this is a lot of midweek stuff. The danger for me, I thought if we're swooping by the end of the day, which we'll know, Irish Angel's going pretty well this prep. And that's the $9 chance if you want something outside the market. It's about my thoughts. Triple Ace is maybe a better horse than I've given it credit for, actually. So quality-wise, they're probably the 3. But, Bopper from Irish Angel for me. What about you?
Yeah, look, I think there's about 8 chances in this, to be brutally honest. This is a super tough race to finish the day, and the market suggests that, there's 2, 4, 6, 7 horses between $5 to $9. So it just goes to show, and I think that's about right for this market because all of them are you can make a case for. I went for Irish Angel around the $8 mark. I think it's in really good form. And I think hopefully there's some pace on for a horse to run in over the top of them in something like this. I thought Triple Ace was a really good chance as well. Funny you should say that. They were sort of the 2 horses I was looking at in the market, both around sort of the $8 mark in front of the Bopper. But, yeah, Triple Ace and Irish Angel is my play there.
Very nice. For progretracing.com.au, check them out for their free tips and extensive guides. Let's run through a quaddie first here. Who should drive this one?
I'll let you have a crack here, mate.
All right. Well, let's go. Leg 1. Let's be a bit bolder. Let's go 2 Mooberries and 7 Great House. Like I said, the roughie interested in last week at all? Happy to leave it out.
What was that?
Last week at the 30.
Happy to leave it out.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. 2 and 7 into 4 Oscar Zulu, 5 Surf Dancer, 8 Mirror Vision.
Yep.
1 Expat, 13 8 Diamonds. Actually, Monagle, if I was going to throw a roughie in all day, it might be Monagle, number 4 as well. 1 4 and 8 Diamonds, so I've just switched. 13. And 13. And let's come home with, we'll go a bit wider then, as you've said. 1 Iron Power, 4 the Bopper, 5 Triple Ace, 8 Bellagio Miss, 9 Van Giz, 11 Irish Angel. How's that?
Sounds good, mate.
All right, that's our quaddie for Sydney. Your best in value.
Yeah, my best bet of the day comes up in race 5, number 4, Paper Warrior. I think it's going to be super hard to beat. And my value bet of the day comes up in race 3, number 11, Miss J Fox.
I'm going to make my best Paper Warrior as well. But the more we've chatted, the more I'm keen for those ones through the middle of the card there. We can link them together and maybe show a profit. And my value, I think Badouche, like I said, slightly over the odds and around the $26, one at 20s, Monagle for the day as well. That'll be the two outside the market there. For progripracing.com.au, let's head down to Flemington, where it is drying out, I believe. Currently soft 6, little bit of drizzle around for the rest of the week. Standard Flemington rail in the 3 metre mark. We know what we get. And we're just creeping towards spring as we get through winter. And I like it's a thick card, but it's not a bad betting card as well, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We kick off with the 1,800 metres 2-year-olds. I think if Honey Creeper's here, I'll back it. Beyond that, I don't really want to have too much more to do with this race. Did you have any interest?
Yeah, it's exactly the same. If Honey Creeper starts, I might back it. If it doesn't, then I'll probably let the race slide.
Race number 2 is the 3-year-old 1,400 metres handicap, where we see the resumption of Tuvalu, actually, who looks a big raw bugger but can roll along on pace, has been pretty impressive in 2 starts. If we get to a wettish track, maybe concerned first up 1,400, but I think otherwise gets pretty much control and he's untapped and might be destined for better things and will probably be the way I will play it. From Sir Davy, who had no luck last time, probably should have won, has been saved an extra week here and is $6. They're the 2 for me in this race. What about you, Beaver?
Yeah, tend to agree with you there, mate. I think that's a good summation there. Tuvalu looks a bit untapped, resumes here, probably gets control and, probably proves hardest to beat here. I'm Thunderstruck was disappointing last start, was backed off the map. But having said that, again, I wouldn't be too happy with the ride if I was an owner there because it was a Leo Tobias track and it was back to last or near enough to. And, it was never going to make up the ground. It just gave too much start but it only plotted home. But whether that's track related, I don't know. I'd have to see it again to get a grip on whether it's any good or not.
Yeah, I think I just sort of decided it was too far out of its ground, and I think it might be the case here with Tuvalu if it rolls along up on the pace. So was happy with the way.
Gates will probably suggest that it'll probably have to go back, right? So it's going to be similar setup here. So you'd need to see the track and see they can run on before you'd want to back.
Race 3 is the 1,400 metre girls benchmark 84 and probably the same setup here. Well, we want to see how the track's playing, but all the apprentices riding here, which I've gone for the obvious, which is Lindau. It was super impressive last start. Race shape, we'll see how it goes, but usually these apprentice races, they go along pretty quick, which will let them flow into the race well enough. And so it negates the negative of Carleen Heffelon for Craig Newitt, but it was just super impressive reeling in that leader last time. Probably want $2.50, but happy to back it beyond that, I'd say. How about you, B?
Yeah, we can just about get $2.50 now. I agree with you. I thought last run was really impressive, and the start before that was out of its ground and flew home and could have just as easily won that, given them better opportunity. This isn't an overly strong affair, so it looks to get the right run to track into this race. And as you said, they'll probably go along fast enough to suit horses that want to be running on. So, yeah, really good bet.
Race number 4 is a 2,000 metre open handicap. You can have first crack at this.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Yeah, no worries.
So kind of you there. Yeah, again, open handicap and probably one of the most open races at Flemington on the day. Probably just about anything can win this except the bottom three that are 125s plus. I went for Shabao. I just hoping that it wasn't at its best last preparation, and I'm hoping that it comes back a bit better and stronger than it did last preparation. This isn't an overly hard race to win at first up. It is having its first run over 2,000, but it'll like that distance and hopefully fit enough and fresh enough to put in a good run. So $6.50 Shabao for me.
I found Shabao as well. That's scary, but I will logically just put them together that look, Shabao was first up last time, was half a length off Algaleo, has actual spring form here, and this is a winter handicap. And this was spruiked as one of the Melbourne Cup favourites 12 months ago. If it comes back here and runs up to its
That's right.
first couple of prep runs last time, I think it's well in the market. $6.50 is a great price. Pretty easy lineup when you say that, Persan or Sound or any of those horses, that it wasn't far off, would have a lap on what it's racing here. So if it turns up as fit and firing, it may well be backed as well. We might know by race time, but I think it is on potential the best horse in the race, and happy to find out. The fifth of the day is a 1,200 metre benchmark 78, where I had no idea. I had three looks at Hasseltoff first up around the $11 mark, and I had a few looks at Yulong Storm, who's got to win up the straight, and Craig Newton, but this was a tough one to line up for me. Did you have any firmer opinion?
No, I was a bit the same as you. I did have a come back to Hasseltoff a couple of times, but I think it's just too short for it. I think it's in this just to go around. I don't see it winning. I came back to Can't Be Done.
Yeah.
Third up, last start, won well, gets 2 kilo claim. Again, one of the few horses that won last start. So I'm happy at the $6 mark to see that it can back that up and go get 2 on the trot.
Race 6 is the mile handicap, where we saw De Graves. I thought it was a pretty nice debut in Australia. It got lost when it hit the front. It probably had a bit more up its sleeve. If it goes straight, it can probably capitalise. Not saying much there when it's the price it is, from Dice Roll, who were better suited not leading, I think. Just looked a bit flat at the end of that race. Outside of that, Django Friedman, I think's got some talent, and now for a couple of preps under its belt in Australia might be a worthwhile play around the double figure mark. But what do you have to say about the race?
Yeah, I thought just similar to you with De Graves. I thought looked to have a little bit up its sleeves. Got a little bit lost when it did get to the front last start, but that was first up. $2.70. I don't think it's the worst price in the world. It's got the 1.5 kilo claim, so I was carrying 52.5. So Dice Roll's got to give it 6.5 kilos. That's equivalent to 6 lengths. I just think that's too much.
Yeah.
I thought the main danger to De Graves was going to be fundraiser. Again, it's presented third up. It'll get back. Yeah, it'll get back and be storming home as well. So if De Graves hits the front and something's coming over the top of it, could be it. I think that's the way to play.
Cool. 1,000 metres, 84 is race number 7 up the straight, where I was actually keen here. This is the first time I've got a little bit of the Sydney form spring tickle, because I want to back the 2 Sydney horses. I think Space Boy will bounce straight to the front and be very hard to get past. There's not a lot of pace here. It's a fast horse and should get its own way. And if it handles a straight, $6 looks pretty juicy to me. And I like Zakat as a danger. The trial's been okay, just okay. Only time the straight got slightly lost, but I think it's a better horse than a lot of these. And I'm happy to back both. You've got your smile on your face, Beaver. Looks like you agree.
Yeah, I come up with the same summation there. Space Boy drawn 10, probably get to the outside there and speed along and be super hard to beat over the 1,000. We know it goes quick and it can run some time, and hopefully down the straight, going in that straight line, it'll run some time again in this and be super hard to catch. So obviously, they've taken it down there to give it that straight track. And Zakat, as you say, has a bit of ability and has some form up the straight. So in better company than this, got Oliver aboard, $10. I think that's a good saver.
Fantastic. A nice bit of confidence. I don't know about this race here, 2,800 metres, another open handicap. Sweet Thomas down off his inspiring 2-mile win last time, takes on the Melbourne horses. Which way are you playing?
I think the South Pacific's a moral. Probably the best bet of the day here. It was a super strong win last start, coming off, I think, about a 6-week break. I thought it was a super good win, and I just, Sweet Thomas plotted in the 3,200 in Sydney. It's just a plotter, and everything else. We've got the fourth favourite in this as a hurdler. South Pacific for me, best bet of the day.
Yeah, I'm not going to add much more there. You summed it up pretty well. We're going to wrap up the day with the 3-year-olds over 1,700 metres. I don't know which way to split them, but I think 1 and 2 are the horses to beat. Can you split them?
Yeah, I went the 1.
Yeah.
I went for Foxy
Flemington.
Friday. Yeah. I like the winning form. I think it'll get in the right spot. Only concern is you've got Alana Kelly up against Jamie Carr. One's getting the 3 kilo claim, but it's only got 1.5 kilo pull there. But yeah, I'm going for Foxy to beat Seb Song.
Yeah, the inside gate for both is maybe a slight concern, but we tend to see these 3-year-old staying races. A lot of them start dropping off and those gaps open up. So
yeah, they do.
Both of them only need to get to the outside. And I think Foxy's probably got the best turn of foot. So Clear Air can win. If anyone wants a roughie, I still think, I know it's a maiden, but number 14, Villain Kulos, I think it's got some ability, maybe even needs another lap. But 1 from 2 for me. I think we've summed up the day quite well there, Beaver, for progretracing.com.au. Do you want to drive us through your Flemington quaddie?
Yeah, I'll do that, mate. My quaddie numbers are 1, 8, 10, and 4.
Beautiful. Taking on dice roll. Is that right?
Taking on dice roll.
Okay.
Yeah. Can't get me. The next race, I've gone 2, 4, 6, and 8.
Yep.
The next race, I've gone number 3, straight out.
Yep.
And in the last, I've gone number 1, 2, 4, and 6.
Love it. All right. Very good. We'll give our best end value for Flemington. I'll make I don't really make my best space bill. I think it's a great chance. 1,000-meter horse, and around a $6 mark will give you a real sight there. And I struggled to really find value, so I will make it Hasseltoff in that weird race halfway through the day at the $11 or $12 mark. Who's your best in value?
Yeah, my best is South Pacific, race 8, number 3. I think it'll be super hard to beat, and my value comes up in race 5, number 2. Can't be done.
You got anything for us up north as the carnival's over up there?
Yeah, of course I do, mate. I can't go without giving a few tips up north. I've got 3 or 4 for the day. Race 2, number 2, Shooting for Gold, will win, but won't be any flash odds, but it'll give you something to have on later. Race 3, number 6, Ready Babe, resumes with a nice little run and will be further improved by that. So look out for it. Race 5, number 3, Titled Tycoon, around the $6 mark. Give you a good bold sight there. And then my other bet of the day came up in race 8, number 1, Triple Ace.
Oh, it's going up there. That is a moral if it goes there. If it ends up there. Andy Mallion I can see booked as well. Lovely. Chris Lee's picking the right horses to send up there lately, actually. Combining well.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, so very good betting opportunities up there. Good job, Beaver. Jump onto our Facebook, Twitter, and follow us on there. Show us your tips. Jump onto progretracing.com.au. Their YouTube channel is where you've obviously found us. We're also on Spotify and iTunes twice a week, every week for free. Sign up to the email address on Progret Racing. You'll also get notified when our heads pop up on YouTube too. Stay safe, everybody. Beaver, good luck this weekend. We might have a virtual beer and watch the races at some point during the afternoon. And
sounds like a plan.
Otherwise, guys, we will see you Tuesday night for our midweek preview. To catch you then.